Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I'm here with day 5 of Follow a Sketch February, a hop started by Sandy with Scrapping Reflections. And here is the sketch for today. That is very little, but it is Crystal Barrett with Pineapple Papers who created this sketch. I'm going to turn it to the side because my two pictures are horizontal. It is New Year's Eve and we are acting a fool. So I'm going to use this Holiday Glitz Glitter paper by Recollections. It is very thick. And then I also have this paper from a Memory Explosion box by Recollections paper pad and a piece of black cardstock as well as some matte stack. And I'm going to use the die cuts for the explosion pack that cooperates or collaborates or works with that paper. These flowers were in I don't even know how long I've had them. They're like little thin paper type flowers. They've got a hint of texture to them. I had a whole pack I have not touched. I pulled out the yellow, the mustard, and the pink. And then I have these Studio 18 Vellum Confetti from 2012. Don't panic. I'm not using those red flowers. I'm just looking to use those green leafy bits because there's that lovely little leafy bit underneath the pictures. So I have my... and then I'm going to pull my Tim Holtz and stuff and maybe some mixed media. So I have my papers, my embellishments, my picture, and the sketch. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, I had already cut a circle in that silvery glitter paper. It is 10 inches. I cut it on my Cricut because I can't cut a circle to save my life. And then I cut that Recollections paper, the thinner paper. It's like a confetti or sprinkles off of a cupcake or something. I cut that down probably to 11 or 10.5 inches. And then that tealy color is 11 inches. So instead of these big circles that are on the sketch, up in the top, okay, if I've turned it sideways in the top left and the bottom right, I decided I would do a little bit of this mixed media. And this is in a shimmer spray, Delusion Shimmer Spray by Diane Reevely, Lemon Zest. And I just make 3 little dots on my little piece of acetate and then just kind of smear it into 3 little different spots. So they're not circles like on the layout, but they're just, little dots, little spaces, and then there was some extra, so I just put that down here underneath the circle, peeking out towards the bottom left. So after that, I get my pink paper down, and then I'm going to put that teal down. Now, teal is my absolute favorite color, and I am terrible at putting colors together. I was pretty concerned with the Vellum Confetti leaves because they're green, and I'm using this tealy and pink. So I pulled them out just in case, because I thought, well, if they work, they work. If they don't, then we'll just go without. So we shall see how that goes. So then I double matte my pictures. I matte them extremely thin, like not even 1/8 of an inch, honestly, with some of that pink sprinkle paper that's in the background. And then a wider matte, more like 1/4 of an inch around that in the black matte stack. Now, I don't mind covering these bottom corners because of the way the floral stuff's going to go. And the picture, I'm covering up the alcohol. I'm not trying to hide it. It's just... it's just what's in the corner. And now look, my Wonder Woman cup is full of water. I was properly hydrating. I stayed home and my daughter was driving and all she had was a wine cooler 4 hours before she drove home. So there's my PSA. Always drink water if you're having any kind of alcohol. And I don't drink much, so it doesn't take a lot for me. So that little bit right there I just tucked in, there was like a little tag sticking out of the picture on the sketch. So I pulled one of the Recollections Memory Explosion box die cuts out, cut the top of the tag off, and luckily the end of that had a fishtail on it. So I just put that down and used that as my little banner at the bottom left for me. I think when I put the sketch up, I'm going to put it up the way that I have it so you all aren't trying to turn your head looking. So I put them down there. Now, I did consider moving them because sometimes when I turn a sketch, I will move things like banners and things that are coming from the top of the page because they sometimes look weird in the bottom. But I thought this looked good and I like the way that it turned out, so I am happy with it. So now I am fiddling with my flowers. Now, I decided against the yellowy orange. It's like a mustard yellow. And I thought originally that I might use that. Changed my mind. I like just the yellow and the pink. The downside to that is it all kind of runs together if you're not careful. So I decided that I would do this 3-layered floral. And then I would just alternate with whatever the bottom one was, which I think is a pretty typical thing to do. That way each layer was not the same. So pink is touching pink and yellow is touching yellow, but it's not a big deal. And I think that it really turned out well. And I am very happy with the way this layout turns out, especially since I am going back to my roots right now. Not all the time, but in January I scrapbooked predominantly with just my paper pads and scraps. And I have been wanting to try and do that again. I have been leaning solely on collections and not reaching into my artistic side, which is usually pretty slim. If it wasn't for scrapbooking, I would not have an artistic side, people. Okay, so anyway, I decided to top these bad boys off with these Park Lane. These are pretty big gemstones. I have like 4 different sizes of these gemstones. I love them, but I have a hard time with these big ones because they are so big, but they were perfect for these flowers. They fit perfectly in the middle. So I'm very excited. So anyway, I am trying to just use my paper pads as much as possible because I really want to purge them and get them out, but I don't want to just get rid of them. I will use them. It's just a matter of I have been relying solely on collections and not really using my paper pads. So I am challenging myself through February to try, and not every layout, because I will pull out my collections. I bought them for a reason. I love them. But any chance I get with these sketches especially, I would like to pull them out and use them. So the layout that we'll post in a little while at noon or 1 Eastern Standard Time will also have a little bit of the same paper pad that I'm using now. So I pulled out my Tim Holtz snarky comments. I did this a few days ago, and this is one of the layouts that I feel like I can definitely use those. And it's, they say things like, is your drama going to have an intermission soon? I've got a good heart, but this mouth. And common sense is so rare these days, it should be classified as a superpower. But, you know, we were acting goofy, and you can tell in these pictures we were being silly and sticking our tongue out. And there are a plethora of others that I will not document that I may actually throw out. But we were just being silly. And so, you know, it is the way it is. This is the way I am and my family. And like I said, I had a pineapple upside down cake drink that my soon-to-be ex-husband, who was at New Year's Eve at my apartment, made for me. I'm not kidding y'all. Weird. I am weird, and I know it, and I relish in the weirdness. It's fine. So I decided to title this OMG because really it was the best title. I had considered a bunch of my thickers, but none of the titles fit either width-wise or just wording-wise. I had considered oh boy or something like that, and then just really ended up with OMG because it really just captures this picture, honestly. So I am done with the flowers, and now I'm tucking in the little leaves. I don't know about you all, I really do like the way that green looks on there. I wasn't certain how that was going to go with that teal and all the other colors, but I really do like it. So a few of the little leaves were broken off in the packet. So I just tucked those in different places, even put a couple kind of over the picture. And I really love the way that it looks. I'm going to end up using all of those and have a bajillion red flowers left over with no little leavies to go with it. So I used some more of those gemstones to do a cluster of 3 at the top and a cluster of 3 down on the little tag. And I also covered my tag hole for up there by the picture, so no naked tag holes. So here is the sketch again, and I turned it. I did turn my title and my little sentence strips that are that were at the bottom and now at the top, so they weren't sideways because that would have been weird. So here is the up close. You all, I had such a good time with this layout. It did take me 55 minutes, but I fussy cutted and, or not fussy cutted, I faffed around a whole lot with those flowers. And, I was texting back and forth with a friend. So, you know, it's all good. So anyway, I hope that you all have enjoyed this crazy layout and fun. And I hope you all will come back again because I plan on being here every day this month. I am really excited. I hope you all will go check out State Goddess, who is Sandy, which is Scrapping Reflections, who started all of this, as well as all the other people who are following along and creating with these sketches all month. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you again real soon. Happy scrapping!